What's up, guys? It's Jay, MorninAfterKill, and I'm back here on Halo 4. Say what? That's right. We're here on Halo 4, and this marks the return of first-person shooter content to my motherfucking channel. That's right. A lot of you guys subscribed to me during my GCI days, and a lot of people subscribed to me during my Borderlands videos. I'm still going to be putting up Borderlands videos, but for my older subscribers, I am going to be putting up some first-person shooter multiplayer content, and that means Halo 4. And I'm going to talk about Halo 4 right now. This is going to be my review / first impressions of this game. So, let me give you a backdrop on my Halo experience. My first Halo that I played was the Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition. And I know a lot of you guys are younger and you're going to be like, how the fuck did you not play a Halo until the Anniversary Edition came out? So, let's talk about that for a minute. I didn't play video games from about 2002 to 2010, 2009 era. I was, just out of high school. Forgive the game lagging right here. I have no idea what happened, but it kind of fucked up the gun sync, so I had to go back and re-edit that for you guys. But don't worry, everything is back on track. So, like I said, I didn't play a lot of games from 2000 to 2010 because I did just get fresh out of high school, and I really didn't have my life going on track to where I wanted it to. So, I stopped playing video games. I kind of bunkered down, got serious. I moved out. I got my own place. I got my own job and everything. And I never really got back into video games until like Forza 3 and Modern Warfare 2 times. So I missed out on a lot of great games. And I did get back into video gaming, and I played Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition. And I really liked that. I didn't play the multiplayer too much because the multiplayer wasn't really my cup of tea. A lot of people already knew all the maps, and I was at a severe disadvantage, especially with the mechanics of Halo working a lot differently than a lot of first-person shooters that I was used to. So I didn't really get into the multiplayer aspect of that. My first multiplayer Halo that I really did get into was Halo 3, and that was about 6-7 months ago because I heard Halo 4 was coming out, and I was like, you know what, Halo 4 is looking pretty interesting. Let me get down on some Halo 3, learn the mechanics of the game, how it works, the control scheme, and really just get my bearings on how Halo works. So, I'm going to be comparing this to my only multiplayer aspect, which is Halo 3, which a lot of people still hold to this day as one of the best multiplayer Halos. I know a lot of people still got some love for Halo 2, especially you PC players out there. I am a PC gamer at heart, and I do miss kind of, playing with the mouse and keyboard sometimes. But when you're talking about first-person shooters on console, Halo is in the upper echelon of these games. So let's get into it and talk about Halo 4, how I'm enjoying it, my opinions, my first impressions of this game. So, you guys already know this game looks beautiful. It runs beautiful. I'm not sure about the frame rate, but it feels like it's running at about a 60 frame per second. It's no way that this game is running 30 frames per second. It is that smooth. Like, I have not seen any visual graphics tearing. I haven't really seen any problems with people glitching through walls or getting stuck on things, which is a big thing because in a lot of first-person shooter games, you guys remember from my GCI days, I get stuck on shit all the time. I always have a problem with clipping on console shooters. I'm always running around, and there can be like this little thing poking out of the wall, and I get stuck. And I get stuck and I can't move, and it pisses me the fuck off. That has not happened all night long in Halo, and usually when I'm playing on a first-person shooter game, that takes about probably maybe 3 or 4 times that happens to me a night, and being able to play my first night of Halo and not clipping into anything or getting stuck on any of the obstacles on the map, that is a real big thing for me because it gives you that real fluid feel to the gameplay that no matter what you're gonna do, that you're gonna be able to counteract what anybody else is doing. So, let's talk about the controls. The controls on this game, I bumped my sensitivity up to about 10. I wasn't really feeling it, so I bumped it down to about 7. There is multiple control schemes in this game, especially one that I highlighted in a video yesterday because I thought it was utterly hilarious that they do, cater to the COD people that are coming in from other first-person shooters and want a more familiar control scheme. They put in the fish sticks in there so you can aim with the left analog and shoot with the right trigger. I mean, actually aim with the left trigger and shoot with the right trigger. What the fuck am I talking about? So yeah, a lot of people are going to be playing on like, you know, the default scheme or the bumper jumper, a lot of the Halo vets, and the people that are coming into this that are trying to get into Halo from other games, they did make your transition a little bit easier by putting in those control schemes. So I want to give a round of applause right now. Big round of motherfucking applause to 343 for actually putting that in, because it's hard to for a developer to say, you know, let's put in a control scheme from a rival game into the game that we're developing. So, you know, big kudos to them for actually admitting the fact that, you know, COD right now is king in the first-person shooter, and they're coming out hardcore, and they're saying with that control scheme, fuck you, bitch. We're taking your fans. That's what they're saying. So, anyway, I mentioned 343. It's a very big thing to mention that 343 is actually the developer of this game. Even though a lot of people associate the Halo series with Bungie, 343 has done an incredible job at picking up another franchise from a different developer and really putting together a solid product that has the feel and really nostalgia of all the gameplay that I've played earlier with Halo 3, because I do know Halo 3 was made by Bungie, and I played that game and that was a really solid game, and to come into this game, it feels really familiar. So from one developer switching over to the next, that is a real big thing, especially when you're trying to gain some fans back from your older developers, and the people are like really hardcore on Bungie. They're like, man, we love Bungie, and then 343 is coming in there, and they're kind of got that feeling like, you know, oh man, these people might fucking hate us because we're trying to bring them, you know, the game that they want, but you know, we're not the developer that they want. But it's actually really solid that they did a good job. They put a lot of things in here for a lot of the older fans and the veterans of the game. So I think if you are a Halo fan and you're going to come into this, you're going to feel really at home. Everything looks like right out of the Halo universe. I know a lot of people really wondering, you know, how is the sprint, how is all these loadouts with like the Call of Duty style of gameplay gonna fit into the Halo universe? And I thought they did a pretty decent job at balancing out, you know, with loadouts, different armor abilities. The ability to sprint is now in the game, and that's like a real big thing, because Halo is usually typically a slower paced shooter than a lot of, it's a little bit more tactical than a lot of, like Call of Duty, you can run around and sit there and beast up around with like 2-3 shot kills. Halo is more of the, you know, it's not really about getting the first shot in, it's more about getting the last shot in, which I really like, because if you are playing somebody that's better than you, and somebody comes up from behind you and they're not as good as you, you still have a chance to put them down. It's not whether who sees who first or who gets the drop on somebody, it's who has the better aim. And I'm really feeling that about this game, because Halo 4 is just a little bit, it's different. It's different than other first-person shooters. I wouldn't expect to come in here and expect like a Call of Duty style gameplay, which if you're coming into a Halo game and you're expecting that, then you're really expecting a little bit too much, because Halo 4, like I said, is on its own level. It is one of the upper echelon of console shooters. And we already talked about graphics, we talked about controls. Now I do want to talk about the latency issues. A lot of people have been getting a black screen. There is a few bugs in there with going into Spartan Ops, trying to accept a mission, people freezing up. So I expect there to be a patch sometime soon from 343 to rectify some of these problems. I do know last night there was some matches that we were getting into, and then like it would start the match and give us the win, even though it was 0-0 and nobody actually played a match. I don't know exactly what that's about. We did come into a few games where it didn't feel like an American server. It felt like, you know, a lot more bullets were taken to put people down, and, you know, it's not really a big issue. But the one thing that I do have to say, which is actually really good for Halo, but kind of shitty for first-person shooter fans, is this game runs so smooth that even when there is any type of lag or latency issues with bullets hitting and shit like that, you don't really notice it too much until you start landing shots on people. And that's really big, because I do know a lot of first-person shooter games that I got into, like Gotham City Imposters is really big on that, when you get into a game that's laggy and you start ghost riding around, you start walking around like you're fucking Nightcrawler from the X-Men, and you start seeing like frames dropping and shit. You know what I'm talking about. When you take 2 steps, you go through a door, it puts you back through the door, then you go through the door and it puts you 8 steps ahead. Yeah, you don't really get that in this game. The only real difference is you know, when you are a little bit behind on the latency, you will feel it with the bullets. But I don't foresee that to be a real rampant problem, because the time of day that was happening, it was about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's usually about UK gaming time, Europe gaming time. So I really do think that the players that we were playing on when we did have that happen, we're not American players. So I'm not going to hold that against them in this review. So let's talk about one of the bigger things that has always been real huge in the Halo universe, and that is theater mode, forge, and game modes. Let's talk about that right now. First of all, I have not had the time to sit down and really put some hardcore hours into the Forge mode, but I have watched a lot of the live streams of where they were building some things and putting it together, and Forge mode looks exactly like what you would want from some type of map editor. It looks really intuitive, the controls look pretty decent. Like I said, once I actually get some more time on that, I'm going to do a full Forge review. I did have a chance to check out the theater mode. The theater mode is pretty much a standard theater mode. You can go into different angles and different, you know, views on the map and different people. So that's actually really cool, especially if you're trying, like me, to figure out what happened at a certain point. Because, like I said, I'm not a real big Halo player. I'm not going to say, like, oh, I'm great, I'm going to beast it up and shit like that. I usually go positive, so that's actually pretty good plus in my book to actually be able to go positive in a game that I just started to pick up. So, theater mode allows you to go back and check out what you've done and what you might have done wrong. So if you're looking to get better, the theater mode is exactly what you're going to want to look at to check out. Be like, oh man, what happened? And you run out there and you look from all the angles and you're like, man, I ran through a door and there was 4 people surrounding me when I went through that door. You know, maybe next time I'm going to watch out in that sort of area or be a little bit more aware in these situations. That's what I like to use theater mode for. A lot of you guys that are YouTubers and starting out YouTube channels that don't have flashback recording like I do from the Elgato, theater mode will be a lifesaver because you can go back and record the matches that you were looking for in the theater mode. So that's a really good plus, especially for people that are trying to make Halo videos. I'm not sure if the Halo, you're able to monetize Halo videos. I know there's a big thing a couple months back when everybody was saying, oh, they're not going to allow any Halo videos on YouTube or shit like that. I think that's just for the people that have AdSense that are trying to monetize it, that aren't with a partnership, that don't have a network that has a license to post these style videos. So if you are just trying to post montages and shit for fun, or trying to build a YouTube channel, I don't think that they're going to shut your channel down for posting any Halo videos. I've seen a lot of Halo videos go up on unpartnered channels, and the videos are still up, so you don't really have to worry about that. And the last thing I do want to touch on here now is the game modes. There is a lot of game modes. There's Infinity Slayer, which is your basic team deathmatch. We have the Griffball. Griffball is what I want to talk about. I love this game mode. It's one of the game modes that I am going to be holding during open lobbies. In case you guys got this far and you really like my videos and you want to play and get down, I'm going to be doing a lot of Griffball open lobbies because it seems like the type of game that everybody can get in, and even when you're losing, you're still having a lot of fun because it's not really fucking like competitive or anything, so I don't have to worry about people rage quitting or screaming or crying about that, because I do know myself personally, when I do poor in a first-person shooter game, I do start getting a little ticked off. I will be like, motherfucker, that's bullshit. But Griffball, you don't really get that. So they do have a lot of game modes for people that, if you want to play competitive, they have competitive game modes for you. If you do want to play objective, they have objective game modes for you. And if you're one of the people that like to play big team games, they even have the big team battles for you. So that's like one of the really big things that I've noticed in Halo, is that there is a plethora. And I say plethora, I'm not trying to sound smart or anything. I like the word plethora. You don't like the word plethora, shove your fist in your ass. Nah, you thought I was going to say shove a shard of glass up your ass, didn't you? I know you did. But that's not the topic of the commentary. Oh, see? I had to bring it back. I had to bring it back for you guys. But like I said, no, the game modes are really solid. They're a lot of fun. Capture the Flag seems to be one of my favorite game modes in this. I do love the Capture the Flag because it can be competitive, but you can have fun with it too. And right here, since we've already talked about all the game modes, controls, graphics, I want to point this out. This game is tied 2-2. And if you look at that, we're about to steal their flag going into overtime. They're stealing our flag. It's going down to the wire. This is going to be clutch, and I want you guys to watch this because I'm talking to my buddy Vade. I'm like, where you going? Where you going? He's like, I'm going to the flag. I'm watching him over there. I'm like, all right. And then I see the flag carrier coming this way. He is closer to his flag than our flag is to our base. Boom! I'm going to put down the flag carrier right there. My boy PVT is going to come in. He's going to get the melee. I'm going to take the assist. I'm calling it out right here. I'm like, guy to the left, guy to the left. Boom! We're going to put him down. We have this game locked down right now. Our flag is just about to cross the line. We put them down as they grab the flag. 5 feet. 5 motherfucking feet from where they had to score from in overtime. So that right there, that game was worth my $60 in Halo 4. And my reviews, my first impressions of this game is fucking amazing. If you don't play this game, I certainly say you probably should give it a try. Go to a friend's house and play it. Rent it. Get it from Gamefly. Wherever you can, give this game a try. I'm not saying to go out and buy it because not a lot of people are really into the Halo universe and you might not like the way it plays, especially if you're like a Call of Duty or another type of player like Medal of Honor, shit like that. But this game is fun. But it can also be competitive, and you can also use a lot of tactical measures to get the job done in this game. So, my review of this, it's a damn good game. It's solid. I highly recommend it. So my name is Jay, MorninAfterKill. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to see you guys later.